day. Bit of a different view today. Decided I'm going to go for a swim in a local river. Just because I'm sick of being in my car. I'm sick of sitting in my car and talking to my phone. So I'll go for a walk and talk to my phone. Might be a little bit of wind noise, so sorry if the audio is bad. Super windy today and it's super hot. It's like 33 degrees already and I think it's going to hit 37 today. That's why I'm going for a swim. Anyway, just going to go and find myself a spot, have a dip, and then I'll talk to you in a bit. Man, can't believe there's nobody here. Nobody here. Saturday afternoon, it's really hot and there's not a single person here. That was a really good dip actually. The cold water's sort of reset the system. I feel the old stress levels have dropped about 10%. It's a pretty hot, sweaty night in the car last night, so it was nice to hop and have a bit of a swim. A couple of people have asked me what it's like. Is it safe sleeping in your car in Australia? And well, I don't know. My experience in Melbourne is it's mostly safe. I've had a couple of incidents that were pretty dodgy. But it's nothing like other places, other cities that I've lived in the world. I wouldn't sleep in my car in London, definitely not. Wouldn't sleep in my car in Manchester, wouldn't sleep in my car in Chester. Wouldn't sleep in my car in Auckland, definitely not Auckland. Probably get the windows smashed and have your bloody clothes robbed off you. But in Melbourne, my experience has mostly been alright. Like the car park that I'm staying in at the moment, that's very rarely have any dodgy situations, if at all. Like mostly it's just on weekends when, I don't know, people park in a spot right next to me, and I don't know, usually there's a bunch of young lads that pull up like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning every couple of weeks, and I think it's just like their rendezvous point before they go out and get up to mischief or whatever, and they're normally pretty loud. I'm sure they don't know that I'm in my car, but I'm definitely aware that they're there. But the first few weeks was really dodgy when I was first getting used to it and trying to figure out where to stay. And I was staying down at this park, kind of in suburbia, but it was a big park by the river, and no street lights, real dark, real quiet, and that was pretty much what drew other people down there. And I had a couple of people pull up their car and like right next to mine, turn their lights off, and then there was just silence. You know, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what? All right, what are these dudes doing? And they could have parked anywhere in the rest of the park, but they parked right next to me. So I was like, if they get out of the car and I don't see any lights, then I'm going to get ready to jump in the front seat if I can turn my car on. Had a couple of people do that, and they like hop out and they'll like walk around, and I can see them in my mirrors. And they'll like walk around from a distance, just like looking in the windows and stuff. And I had one dude come up to the driver's windows, like start walking towards the window. And I was already in the front seat because I was ready to turn the car on and take off. And he's like, I saw him approaching the driver's door, so I wound the window halfway and I was like, "You're right, mate. What are you up to?" And he stopped and he was like, "I'm just looking for a friend," and then kept walking towards the driver's door. So I put the window mostly up until it was just a crack. Like all my doors are locked. I'm not silly. And he was like, "Oh, sorry," and then just turned around and walked back to his car, got in it and drove off. And that's happened a couple of times, and I didn't find out until later on that particular park is supposed to be a dogging site. And if you don't know what dogging is, Google it, because I'm not going to say it on my phone. I've had people come down and park a couple of car parks away, and this one couple had this massive argument for like an hour. Must have had their windows down, and they were going for it, and then it went silent, and then like 10 minutes later they were just like had sex for half an hour, really loud. I was like, oh man, it's like to listen to that for ages. I don't think they knew that I was there. They probably wouldn't have. Probably would have gone somewhere else. But yeah, I've had kids come down letting off fireworks, and then the police cars come down and they've like run and hidden behind my car, not knowing that I was in it. And then the cops have taken off and the kids haven't moved. So I was like, well, there's like half a dozen kids crouched down behind my car. What are they going to do now? Like, they better take off. Like, what if they figure they'll just smash a window or try the doors? Like, easy pickings. Anyway, it's just mostly people coming around the car, but I don't know, no one's ever touched the car or like tried to get into it while I've been in there that I know of. So I guess it's mostly safe. I don't really park my car and sleep on the streets. That's a bit dodgy. I just kind of prefer the car park where I'm at, and if that stops being safe, then I'll just find somewhere else. But yeah, mostly, I don't know. Haven't had too many experiences. It's just trying to get privacy, really. And the more you want your own privacy, the less you're going to get it. So I just kind of have to suck it up and deal with whatever comes, because it's my choice to sleep in my car, kind of. So, you know, public places, there's going to be public around, so just got to suck it up. Anyway, yeah, and like I said before, you know, I'm gonna do a video on how I set my car up for sleeping at night and stuff like that. It's not too tricky, but just a couple of things. But I'll knock it on the head for this one. If you got this far, thanks for listening. No idea what the audio's like. It's still a bit windy down here, but might go for another swim. Anyway, have a good weekend.